It's a monster.
Project Scorpio will be the next addition to the Xbox One family, and it is ultimately the next step in delivering our vision for the future of gaming beyond generations. When it ships next year, we believe it will be the most powerful console ever built. With 6 teraflops of power, this is hardware built specifically to lead the console industry into true 4K gaming and high-fidelity VR. True 4K visuals without sacrificing quality, premier VR experiences without sacrificing performance, putting greater graphic fidelity in the hands of the world's best creators. Xbox One, Xbox One S, and Project Scorpio will all be compatible. All Xbox One games and accessories will play on all 3. No one gets left behind.
And here we go.
What's happening, YouTube? It's KMEGA 405 live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers. Now, since we can get all the garbage behind us, let's get on to the gaming. And the first topic and the biggest topic right now is the mighty Scorpio, and the reveal of the specs will be given by Digital Foundry, which is absolutely insane to think about, but it's also smart. Microsoft is just going to try to reach out to the media in one way, shape, or form. I don't know how well that will work, but for having Digital Foundry, which is the only, place around that will actually break down the specs, and they do a good job at that. It's kind of like, to me, like a slap in the face. Like, last year they were the ones that were brought up the white paper, and they were trying to downgrade it, talking about checkerboarding. And now since Microsoft is kind of like the rabbit with the gun now, it's kind of like, hey, you're going to have to really break it down and tell the truth about what this system is and what it's capable of doing. And they have to address it and be honest about that. They got to be honest in the forefront. The one thing I do think, and I agree with everybody else who's made videos about this, of course I haven't seen everybody's video. I've seen dealers and I've seen craps, but they're going to talk about the price point. I think that's going to be what the thing is, to kind of make people still leery. But when it comes to the specs and what this thing can do, there's no question that they're even impressed about it. And this is one thing that's been very different this generation particularly, and that is the fact that nobody in the industry has talked down about the Scorpio. You hear the fanatics, the fanboys and girls, but when it comes to what's going on in the industry, from GameStop, from developers, on down to now Digital Foundry, everyone is talking highly of the Scorpio, and that is amazing. That is real positive news. Plus, another thing that's been leaked, that it could be a potential trailer showing Forza 7, and from my understanding that it looks absolutely dreamy, and I'm like, damn, I cannot wait. And who else to have to show off a game? It's Turn 10, or maybe Playground Games, but it's Turn 10's time. So they just know how to do things top notch. They're really well. Every time, it doesn't matter if it's Motorsport or if it's Horizon. It just gives you chills down your spine because those cars look so beautiful. And they got Gran Turismo coming back. I don't think that Forza is going to hold anything back. I really don't. I think that they're going to throw the kitchen sink at everybody, and we're really going to see probably the best motorsports game that we've ever seen. That's I really don't. I want to kind of make that as a fact, because when you look at Forza Horizon 3 and what they've done with that, they only get better. So very excited about that. And then also the whole, it's not confirmed, but the leaks of the 100 games that's going to be getting some PC assets and get enhanced. I do believe it. That's the reason why I posted it on Twitter, and there's a lot of other people that posted as well, because of the fact that We just need the confirmation. But for there's been some games in that list that were said that they were going to be 4K, and that was Battlefield 7. I said Battlefield. I'm sorry, Battlefront 7. Why I'm saying 7? I got Forza 7 on my mind. Damn, I'm tripping. Battlefront 2 and Red Dead Redemption, and that was one of the games. That was 2 out of the 100 that was talked about. But I do believe that The Witcher 3 will get those assets, and I believe that just for the mere fact that all the older backwards compatible games, once they come in there, they're going to look a hell of a lot better. Because if you've ever played games on your PC, especially the older games, I mean, you're looking at me playing the PC version of Street Fighter versus Tekken right now. Look how good and polished that is. Like, it's stupid. It's crazy. So this is the type of thing that you'll see. And my computer is it pushes 1080p. It might could push a 1440p. I don't know. I just got a 1080p LED monitor, so I don't try to go balls to the wall. But if it looks this good here, just imagine what 4K will do to what your backwards compatible games is going to be. I mean, this is a great time to be an Xbox gamer right now. I understand that the rhetoric about Xbox has no games. That stupid shit really don't make any sense. Xbox is going for their first time this generation a dry spell of a couple of months before the onslaught begins. And, PlayStation has been getting away with it for, the first 2.5 years. You had articles that was bringing up and saying that sparse was good. There was all these excuses that was made. I mean, the list goes on of all the things that, how the media has catered to the PlayStation shortcomings, and Xbox has been getting the shaft the whole time. And it's really good to see Xbox turning this whole ship around. I mean, they did it starting last year. I think really the year before that's when they actually would start making some changes. But definitely last year, everything started to go in the Xbox favor. And now with the Scorpio going to be here and the games that's going to be presented, the one thing that I think that most gamers is going to be happy that's going to be dead is the resolution baby talk. It's going to be done, because that you can't say anything about resolution, power, all that garbage until the PlayStation 5 comes, which we all know that's going to be some years down the line. Even with the PlayStation Slim Pro that's been talked about as well, it's not going to be comparable to what the Scorpio is going to do. But the PlayStation will come out with some games. They've already came out with an abundance of games, and they're going to continue. I do believe God of War is going to be coming out. They're talking about Spider-Man, Days Gone. There's still other games that's going to come out, and that's a good way to compete against a system that is going to be the most powerful of all time. So I mean, that's cool. But if you show those games on the most powerful console of all time, I think that shuts down everything else except for maybe God of War and whatever else that PlayStation might have up their sleeve that they might want to show on E3. Man, I'm really excited. I definitely want to hear your thoughts about that. But before I go, I have one more story left, and that is about Persona 5 yet again. And of course, I do appreciate everybody that checked out my video talking about Persona 5. Look, it's not about if you agree with me or not. It's a discussion, and there was a lot of good discussions. There were some people that was really, really pissy because I said something about their precious Persona 5, but it wasn't dogging the game out whatsoever. It was basically about going after the reviewers that were giving out these overblown reviews. But Atlas gave something on NeoGAF, and it was, they sent something out, but I seen it on NeoGAF today, and it was talking about content creators and just people that, gamers in general, that just like looking at game content. They will be hindered on showing games, certain parts of the gameplay, and if they do, then they can get their channel taken away. They can get it flagged. I'm kind of like, what's going on here? Like, I mean, if a person's paid $60 for the game, if they've paid, or whatever, for the DLC, whatever, if they've paid for that game, then they should have the right to show that game. If they've bought them the Elgato, whatever. And to me, and you'll use PlayStation Share, whatever. And to me, I think that is just so wrong to dictate what a person can show and what they can't. Doesn't matter if it's towards the end of the game, boss fights, whatever. The person paid for that game. It's theirs, and they should have the right to show whatever they want to. Like to hear your thoughts about everything. Are you excited like I am? All right. Hey.